Hey everyone, this is Realtor Pamela Lewis. Thank you so much for checking out my YouTube video. If this is your first time checking out my channel, thank you so much. If you have come back and checked out my channel before, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You're motivating me to keep going and going. And this is Little Mason. I think you guys remember him from another video. And yes, he has lost a tooth. All right, so this video is the 3 secret tips to selling your home in this current market. All right, there's another one that wants to be on the video too. Say hi to the people, DJ. Hi. They can't see your hand. There you go. You just turned 7.
How did you see me?
Because I'm a mommy. I see everything. Came out because I was on a Lyft ride and the Lyft driver asked a question that I get asked many of times, and I said, you know what, that'd be a great video because I'm sure there's other people who are thinking or questioning the same thing. And I think no matter what market you are, a seller or someone that's thinking about selling has this question: is this the right time to sell? No matter what market you're in, you get asked this question as a real estate professional. On the other side too, by buyers, you always get the question is it the right time to buy? But this video, we're going to focus on just on sellers. So I wanted to go through the discussion I had with him, which essentially is like the top 3 tips you have to let a seller know for them to kind of understand what's going on in the current market. So let's get into the first secret tip of selling your home in this current market. The number 1 question comes up because sellers don't understand the current market. So a secret tip for a seller to know right now in this current market is we have an extremely low amount of supply, aka homes, that are available to buyers right now. Again, the supply is a lot less than the demand of buyers right now. There's a huge demand of buyers that want to buy homes, and the supply is small. Now, could there be enough homes right now for buyers to buy? Yes. The problem is there's not enough good homes for buyers to buy. When I say good, I mean homes that don't need work to them, that basically are in good condition or ready for a buyer to move in. And the pricing is also another thing too. So, but the main thing right now, and the first secret tip is that you need to know is that the demand is high and the supply is low. That's typically when you want to sell because you're going to get the maximum amount for your home than you would in any other market. And you will be paying less concessions, otherwise known as the cost to sell your home. So in this market now, most sellers don't have to pay buyers' closing costs. Let me say that again for you. In this market, most, I'm not saying all, because it all depends on your home and your location and your setup and the supply and demand in your neighborhood. But from what I see, from my view of the hot seat, is that most sellers are not having to pay the buyer's closing costs. Now, one of the questions that you may be thinking in your mind is, well, what is that? How much is that? Well, it's probably the same as when you bought it, but it can range from anywhere from 3 to 4% of the purchase price. So if you flash back a year ago or even 2 years ago, sellers were paying the 3 to 4% closing costs for buyers to be able to even purchase a home. And right now, for you to be able to sell and just pay your real estate commissions and pay your money to the attorney or title company, whoever you choose, maybe a termite moisture inspection will run you from $45 up to $95. And then your other associated costs for closing, you're essentially are going to be able to get paid a greater percentage for selling your house right now in this current market. Also, with the first tip, you want to know the absorption rate for your neighborhood. So when you get together with your agent, or if you call me up, one of the things that I look for when we're pricing your home and when we're determining how long it's going to take for your house to sell, what we like to look at is one, 3 comparables in your neighborhood. On average, how long did it take for them to sell? And then 2, I'm also looking at your total neighborhood and kind of your area, like a 2-mile span. How many sales have happened in the last 3 months? And how much inventory is still left on the market? And that gives you your absorption rate. Very high absorption rate. Your house is going to get zapped up quickly if you can follow those next steps that I have coming up. Okay, the second secret tip is know what buyers are looking for in homes. The discussion came up with the Lyft driver was, hey, I just put a roof on, a 50-year roof. I wonder how much that cost you. Most buyers don't own a house for 50 years. So he put a 50-year roof on the house. Was that a bad decision? I don't know. I wasn't a part of it. I don't know the cost. But I can only imagine, instead of you getting a traditional 20 to 30-year roof, it probably was more money. But was it good for him? Probably so. He feels really good about it. So, hey, that's great for him and it's great for the next buyer. But you could look at the difference between a 20 and 30-year roof for a 50-year roof and maybe put that money somewhere else into the home. Most people don't own homes for 50 years. Some people do, but most buyers do not. Then the next statement was, hey, I think the next thing I'm going to do is get windows. Okay, that sounds good. But Mr. Seller, or Mr. Lyft driver, who will be Mr. Seller, how does your kitchen and bathrooms look? Oh, excuse me. The question was, okay, that's great, but how overall does your house look? Is it updated? And it's fair. Okay. So you have to dive deeper. And I'm bringing you through these conversations because these are conversations I would have with you when you give me a call. So, Mr. Seller, how does your kitchen and bathrooms look? Oh, my kitchen was updated 10 years ago, but my bathrooms haven't been updated. Oh, well, Mr. Seller or Mr. Lyft driver, that's where you want to stick your money in. So the second secret tip is know where to put your money. There's several different locations. So in this second tip, I'll give you a couple of tips within the tip. So you want to make sure your kitchen and bathrooms are updated and not dated, right? So you're probably thinking, Realtor Pamela Lewis, what materials, what things should I use? Well, I can't really give you a blanket statement for your house because I have to see your overall house, if it's colonial, if it's traditional, it's contemporary. But most buyers are looking for that laminate waterproof flooring. Most of them are actually looking for wood flooring, but once they kind of understand about waterproof flooring, which is a little bit more money, it makes sense, especially if you have high traffic, you're clumsy, if you have pets or kids. And then most buyers are looking for kind of like that gray, kind of tan, just depending on what your whole look. Some people have more of a silver tone, gold tones. So what I would do is I would actually come in and kind of see what your overall look is and design with you what you should do for the updates. Bathrooms, definitely buyers don't like to feel like the same bathrooms they were in when they were kids. So the pinks, the blues, the dark wood, that stuff has to go unless you're going to price accordingly so the buyers can do the upgrades. But remember, buyers are not going to have extra cash typically to do the upgrades. Some will. There are some renovation loans, but some people don't qualify or don't really understand renovation loans, so they don't want to do it. So yeah, kitchen, bathrooms, and then curb appeal. How does your house look when you drive up? Are you excited about driving up to your house? Or do you drive up to your house thinking, man, I sure need to clean out those flower beds? If you do, you definitely want to stick your money there to make sure your house from down the street or in front of the house, it looks like a showroom. And then after that, I would go into your kitchen and bathrooms, getting those updated. Then overall paint for the house, But those are a couple of tips within the tip of just making sure your house is ready to sell. The third secret tip of selling your home in this current market. Since houses are selling pretty quickly, you need to get pre-qualified. Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, where are you moving to? Where would you like to? Dreamland, where would it be? Are you moving to a whole nother state? Are you going to just downsize into an apartment? You got to have a plan of action, and your realtor, like myself, would sit down to figure out what your next step is. Since houses are moving so quickly, the best thing to do, my best advice at this current market would be for you to go ahead and get pre-qualified to figure out how much house you can afford next to see if you even need to sell the house. Now, you might come up into a case where the lender says you don't need to sell and you may be able to rent it out. Well, that might be a better option for you if you are trying to have a legacy of real estate portfolio passed down to your family. Some people, that's not going to work for them because you guys know your family better than I do. But you may want to pass down to your generation some real estate. So the house you're living in now, you know, the rental market is just as hot right now as it is in the seller's market. It might be a better time for you to keep it and sell it, just depending on what's left on the loan, the neighborhood you're in. You know, I also help out sellers to determine what would be the rent price right now, how long that would take, along with selling your home too, and how long that would take also. So you would be the key driver. So if you don't have to sell, you might want to consider renting out the home instead of selling it. But I totally understand. Being a landlord is not for everyone. I get it. So if it's not for you, don't force it. But if that's something you always thought you would want to have is rental properties, I would definitely consider that and work to that with your favorite realtor.
Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And give us a big thumbs up. Bye, guys.
Okay, guys, so those are the 3 secret tips for home sellers to know in this current market. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you share it with your friends and family that would also benefit from this video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. And also, leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. I've been loving all the comments that have been coming through the other videos. I have been loving the people who contacted me to find an agent in their area. I know there's quite a few of you all who do not live in the Virginia area, but have asked and requested me to locate a real estate agent for you. I feel so honored. Thank you so much. I love interviewing and reaching out to other real estate agents or brokers like myself who are not in this current market to make sure they're going to walk you through the process just like I would if you were here and you were my client. So I want you guys to continue on watching the videos that I have on my channel. I'll be coming out with new videos every week. So make sure you hit me up and enjoy it, and I hope you guys have a great day. You deserve it.